call this organizational meeting of council for November the 18th, 2020 to order at 6:10 p.m. Welcome, everybody. I would like to start by acknowledging that we're on Treaty 5 land and we are all treaty people. Next, I'd like approval of the agenda. Councillor Valentino, Councillor Wong, all those in favor? Carried. Mayor's opening remarks. Well, we're halfway through our administration, folks. It's 2 years. I'd like to acknowledge first that through this past year, we've lost our icon and our senior politician, Judy Collada. It's been a long year, and I'm sure she's looking down on us, thinking about us as we're doing this organizational meeting today. We also had 2 by-elections. First one we tied, and then we had a second one to replace Judy. We've literally survived so far our provincial funding caps of 2016. We're still operating on 2016 provincial cap funding. Our valet in lieu of grants are based on the 55 and 56 agreements. And we are working with that also. We've experienced significant job layoffs at Valley. We've been gifted in our term a water treatment plant based on the interpretation of the same agreements. We had to take on a $12.36 million share of the wastewater treatment plant that ran out of environmental favor in about 2010. We closed our pool that through the years of deferred capital and operational funding just had reached the end of its life with no future plans. We redesigned our bus and transit system. It's a work in progress, and we now have 2 new buses that will be here. We've been tasked with cleanup of historical snow dumps over the last couple of years, and at the look of this year, it's not going to be too much different. Our Thompson General Hospital has had 2 major floods that have impacted the capacity of it over the last 2 years. Our major grant funding for our roads and works and that, it has been basically the projects have been on hold. We're still waiting for recognition. And the list goes on. But we take it in stride and we continue to work. So some of the positives that have happened in our community, though it hasn't all been negative, we are working toward a new pool and that. And there's one major fundraising project in the goal right now, and there's exciting news to come. Over the last 2 years, our building permits for the city of Thompson have been above and beyond what they were the previous years. And we've got some big building permits that are coming for this coming up construction season. So that is good. Our council was faced with our 2 years. We were told at the beginning of each of the property tax years, in order to be status quo, we were approximately 16% and 8% in each of those years. We managed to pare it down to just over 2% and 2%, but that also comes with a price. It comes to a price to our services. It comes to a price to our staff that has to work that much harder to provide our services. It comes with a price for our council that has to work that much harder to make it the city run more efficiently. This year, we're starting budget tomorrow. So be prepared, we will need input for this year's budget. It's going to be another hard budget tomorrow. Our community safety strategy survey showed us that we still all care about Thompson. We had over 2,200 people step up to the plate. People that don't care about a place don't come out and answer a survey. And then we have 30 plus entities, different community partners in that have also stepped up to the plate, and agencies that we are going to make this a better place, and we are working on that. Our street reach has already shown that our focus on the youth is paying off in positive direction. Now our other $2.8 million that we have working on acquiring our sobering center and getting that up and running, there's going to be some great news by the end of December on working on these projects. So keep it posted. I know things seem to take longer than we would like sometimes, but we're getting closer and closer all the time. We want our seniors to stay here. We want them to enjoy the city they helped build. Thompson's not that old, so there was a lot of us here when it was a very young town. So we want to be able to enjoy our retirement years. We're working with the province on healthcare. We definitely have to be recognized as the hub of the North for healthcare. And that is something that we would have been doing. Have we, Thompson, we've worked through many ups and downs. We have for the 49 years I've been here, and I don't think we're quite out of the woodwork yet. Are there ways to improve? Of course there are. As we've witnessed in this past week even, after almost 3 years, a video has surfaced. Grand Chief Sati, myself, our staff, and MKO staff has sat down and working together to deal with this in a timely manner. There's many layers of resources and concerns. That hasn't even gone with mentioning COVID yet. That has had such a devastation on the world, never mind just Thompson, Canada, Manitoba. We must all work together to get this pandemic in check. Please, I'm going to say our things again for COVID. Do not shop except for essentials. Stay home when you're sick. Stay home when you're bored. Wash your hands, wear your masks. Follow your leader's advice. Thank you, citizens of Thompson. Thank you, city and administration. This could have gone on for much longer, but I think everybody gets the point, and I just want to thank you all for being your part of it. We're going to have the appointments of our chairs and the deputy mayor. I do have a small statement to make before that also. When I ran for mayor, it was a plan to make sure all councillors had the same information to base their decisions so that we had a solid base to set policy for the city, because that's our job, setting policy. Well, Anthony and I get out information as soon as we can, and quite often the public has it before us. And yes, people jump to conclusions. Facts aren't verified, and we end up not doing well. We are all in this together. And while I have said I want to be open, I've had to take a step back and task myself with what that really means. Am I really inclusive? I listen to everyone, and I really believe I do, but do I hear everyone? I've been really struggling with this for the last couple months. I have fellow councillors that are always willing to step up to the plate. They always go that extra mile for me. There's no hesitation. But what about the councillors that don't always step up? Why is that? I think that is one of my jobs, is to find out so that we are all pulling our weight. We were all elected to serve our community, and I really believe that is where we have to go and where we have to stay. While some of us has more time and to do the work, it is up to all of us elected officials to make time for the commitment we made to our citizens of Thompson. Otherwise, we likely should not have run. And while I have put some pretty big trust in all my council over the last couple of years, I've had a couple step away from frontline responsibilities. And it has not gone unappreciated, or will it go unnoticed, all that you do for our city. Some are born leaders, but sometimes it's up to the leader to stay at the back of the pack and have her team's back. It is my hope that in this next year, we all work together, we all come together ourselves and make this a better place to live for all of our citizens. Thank you very much. So with that, we're going to move to the appointment of deputy mayor. And the appointment of deputy mayor for the 2020-2021 year is Councillor Duncan Wong. Duncan, will you accept the nomination?
I'd be honored and humbled to accept your appointment, but I must say that I also like to acknowledge my former deputy mayor, which is Councillor Valentino. and Councillor Ellsworth for the hard work and all that. And I will not be shy moving forward to come after you guys to ask for advice and opinion about this position. If I face any trouble, please accept my invitation. Thank you.
Thank you, and I also appreciate all the work that Deputy Mayor Ellsworth and Deputy Mayor Valentino have done over the past 2 years. We're going to go to appointment of committee chairs. Liga and Finance Chair is automatically that it is the Deputy Mayor, so Councillor Wong, you will be the Finance Chair, Chair for Finance and the Liga Committee. Acknowledge that.
Yes, I will accept that. Thank you.
Human Resources Committee. Councillor Lundmark, would you take the position of Chair of Human Resources Committee?
Well, thank you, Mayor.
Public Works and Infrastructure Committee. Councillor Valentino, would you accept the position of Public Works and Chair?
Yep, thank you very much, Mayor Smith.
Thank you. Recreation and Community Services Committee. This is going to be a busy and a big committee, and I am giving it to a new councillor today who will need lots of support from us all. Councillor McMurdo, would you accept the Recreation and Community Services Chair?
Yes, I'd be pleased to, Mayor Smith. Thank you.
Thank you. And the Development Review Committee. That affects all the development, the work that goes on in our city. Councillor Prue, would you accept that position?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. There, folks, you have the chairs of our major committees. Go into 6. Council elects the committee members. First will be the 6.1, the Legal and Finance Committee. Councillor Wong.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Can I nominate Councillor Ellsworth?
Do we have a seconder?
You
Councillor
don't need a
McMurdo?
second.
Okay,
You don't need a second.
don't need a seconder? Okay, Councillor Ellsworth, would you accept the nomination?
No, I don't.
Do we have any further nominations? Brian?
I nominate Councilor Valentino and myself. I don't know if I can do that.
I'll accept, thank you.
Okay. And you're nominating yourself also? Or Kathy? Okay.
I can nominate Councilor
I'm
Lundmark
not sure
for
how
that committee.
it works. Okay. Do you both accept
I accept.
nomination? Is there any other nominations for finance and legal? Okay. That being said, we don't nominate you guys as vice chair. Okay. Next, we're going to go to the Human Resource Committee. Nominations for Human Resource alternate.
And I nominate Councilor McMurdo.
Councillor McMurdo, do you accept the nomination?
I do, yes.
Okay, is there any other nominations for HR committee? Councillor Wong?
Can I nominate Councillor Ellsworth again?
Councillor Ellsworth, would you accept the nomination?
Well, thanks, Mom. My nominator already tried.
Thank you. Okay, any other nominations? Councillor McMurdo, do you accept the Human Resources
I do, yes. Thank you.
Vice Chair? Okay. Next, we're going to Public Works and Infrastructure Committee. Councillor Valentino?
I'd like to nominate Councilor Lundmark, please.
Councillor Lundmark, your name stand. Is there any other nominations for Public Works and Infrastructure? Councillor or Deputy Mayor Wong, pardon me.
Can I nominate Councillor Prue?
Councillor Prue. Councillor Prue, do you want your name to stand for Public Works?
Yeah, accept.
Yeah. Okay. Is there any more nominations for Public Works? Okay, with that being said, we will have an election. And our candidates are Councillor Lundmark and Councillor Prue for the alternate on Public Works and Infrastructure.
Everyone should have a piece of paper.
So everybody has a piece of paper, write one of the names on.
Um, Want to reach out?
Yeah.
Councillor Lundmark carries the vote.
Thank you. Councillor Lundmark, do you accept the position?
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Next, we have Recreation and Community Services, alternate. Brad,
You nominate Councilor Valentino.
Councillor Valentino, do you accept?
Sure.
Okay, and do we have any more nominations for Recreation and Community Services? That's such a mouthful anymore. Okay. Under,
I'd like to nominate Councillor Thompson.
I accept.
and Deputy Mayor, you accept?
Yes.
I thought I said it.
I'm good, thank you.
You're appointed. Is there any further nominations for Recreation and Community Services? Okay. Take a piece of paper, and your choices are Councillor Valentino and Councillor Thompson. Got everybody?
I want to throw money in there thinking about the right church.
Councillor Valentino carries the vote.
Thank you. Thank you, Councillor Thompson, for putting your name forward. Thank you, Councillor Valentino. Development Review Committee, alternate. We have nominations open. Councillor Lundmark,
I'd like to nominate Councilor Bell.
Deputy Mayor Wong.
You have to ask if you
Oh,
accept.
Councillor Fountain, I'm sorry. Would you put your name forward for Development Review?
With the caveat, Madam Mayor, that they're able to accommodate my day job, I'll accept.
Yeah, Anthony?
Yeah, we can, the discussion is the timing of the meeting can be changed.
Thank you.
So that's a discussion that we can have between the chair and the alternate.
I accept.
Okay, thank you. Any other nominations? Councillor Fountain, you are alternate on the Development Review Committee. Thank you. Next, we have resolutions. A resolution to appoint members to the Board of Revision. We need 3 members to go on the Board of Revision. So resolution 2020191, moved by Councillor Landmark, second by Councillor Valentino. Be it resolved that the following members of council are hereby appointed to the Board of Revision for Thompson for 2021. I need 3 names. Be brave. 3. It doesn't take too much work. Councillor
Sure.
Valentino?
Yep.
Councillor Crew and Councillor Thompson.
Councillor Spoon, Councillor Fountain? Now, out of you 3, would you like to choose who would like to be the chair of that committee? Or should we do an election?
Go ahead, you two. Kathy. No, good.
I'll take
Councillor
that one.
Thompson? Thank you. So, Resolution 2020-191, moved by Councillor Lundmark, second by Councillor Valentino. Be it resolved that the following members of council are hereby appointed to the Board of Revision for the City of Thompson for 2021. Councillor Valentino, Councillor Prue, and Councillor Fountain. Be it resolved that Councillor Fountain hereby appointed as chairperson of the board, and be it further resolved that Tammy Probit, executive assistant, be hereby appointed as secretary of the board. Administration, anything further?
Nothing further.
Call for the question. All those in favor? Carried. So the next that we have will be to appoint the signing authority. So basically, deputy mayor is one of them, so that will be Duncan Wong. And the two members of Legal and Finance, which will be Councillor Valentino and Councillor Lundmark. So Resolution 2020-192, moved by Councillor Lundmark, is that Brent? Councillor McMurdo, okay. Seconded by Councillor Valentino. Whereas by the virtue of bylaw 1996-2020, being the City of Thompson organizational bylaw, the mayor, the deputy mayor, and the members of Legislative and Finance Committee are authorized to sign or authorize agreements, checks, and other negotiable instruments of the City of Thompson. And whereas the bylaw further provides that the said agreements, checks, and other instruments shall also be signed by the Chief Administrative Officer or a designated officer appointed by resolution at the annual organizational meeting of council. Now therefore be it resolved that the following persons be appointed as signing officers from November 18th, 2020 until further notice for the bank accounts and for any and other negotiable documents of the City of Thompson. Any two of the following: Jenny Krentz, Chief Financial Officer; Gail Taylor, Assistant Financial Officer; Anthony McGinnis, City Manager; Colleen Smoot, Mayor; Duncan Wong, Deputy Mayor; Kathy Valentino, member of the Legislative and Finance Committee; Brian Lundmark, member of the Legislative and Finance Committee. Go to administration.
Nothing further, Your Worship.
Okay, any questions of council? All those in call the question, all those in favor? Carried. Next, the 7.3 is a resolution to ratify all appointments. Resolution 2020-193, moved by Councillor Valentino, seconded by Councillor McMurdo. Be it resolved that council hereby ratifies all of the committee appointments made at the organizational meeting of council held on Wednesday, November 18th, 2020. Administration,
Nothing further.
anything from council? Call for the question. All those in favor?
Again.
You have to do again.
Pardon?
No, they're going to hold it. You have to do it again.
Oh, I guess, I'm sorry. Opposed Councillor Ellsworth. Carried. Was it okay with the other two? Did I miss one
No.
there? I'm sorry.
Those are correct, yeah.
Thank you very much. Okay, we'll call for adjournment. Just before I do, I'd like to thank everybody. Oh, Tammy?
You need a motion to destroy these ballots.
Okay. Could we get a motion to destroy the ballots? Deputy Mayor Wong, Councillor Lundmark. All those in favor? Thank you. ballots can be destroyed. Thank you for all accepting the positions. It's a busy year in front of us, so everybody be prepared for hard work. I'll go to any of the councilors if you have anything you wish to say tonight. We'll start with Deputy Mayor and then
I didn't prepare for that, but anyway, I would just say a few words about the moving forward. I'd like to have everybody that work together. Any problems that we can solve together. And it's not going to be easy coming year because of the COVID-19 plus a lot of business going down financially, will be a lot of challenge. So I'm looking forward to work as a finance chair. First time in my political career. It's not going to be easy. I will try my best and serve and go from there. Thank you.
anybody else wish to speak? Seeing none, thank you, welcome, have a good evening, folks. All for adjournment?
We'll talk tomorrow.
Councilor Valentino, Councilor Cruz, all in favor?
You guys all know that this is done, right? We're done?
Yes,
Uh,
except the video, the camera's still running to the public.
Everyone's done. They closed their pool a while ago, but they're